butterflies on my insides have all gone away. You're not alone for the danger, but I'm here to stay.
Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. I hope you guys are having a great day. Today's video is something that I'm just so excited to film. Like, I'm excited to film all my videos, but especially this one because it seems like just yesterday I was a student, even though it wasn't just yesterday. Whether you're in high school right now or college, or maybe you're working, the same tips apply. Like, it's not just for college kids and just for high schoolers or just for, working. It's for everyone that just has a busy schedule, but also wants to introduce fitness into their life. So the way that I thought I would organize this video is I would talk about problems that we have as a student and my solution. So the first problem is, where do I start? I remember I would always say that in high school or always say that in college. Where do I start? So the first place to start is with pretty water, also known as detox water. So I like to change up which detox drinks I do, but this week I did a handful of blueberries, raspberries, lemon, and then you let it sit overnight. When I was in college, I would go through phases where I wanted to go home and spend time with my family or friends from home, and I just felt homesick. I felt homesick in college a lot. So one of the times I went home, my mom had really gotten into pretty water, and basically she would put like all fruits and stuff, and she would put it in a water. It would soak up all night, and then we would have it the next day. On the drive back to college, so the weekend was over and she was taking me back Sunday night, we stopped at Target and we got this big jug, and I was able to make my own pretty water in school. We called it pretty water because it looked pretty. But it was such a positive thing in my life, and we always talk about this on my channel, that fitness is not just like the exterior part. You have to fix fitness from the inside out. So if you want this part to change, you want your exterior to change, you have to start with the inside. So one thing that Pretty Water really did, or detox, whatever you want to call it, is it did just that. It detoxed me. So if you are drinking or taking in a lot of sodium, this naturally helps you detox. It helps root out the impurities and can also help with water weight. Starting with Pretty Water is a great detox to do every single morning, and you can have it throughout the day. So you can buy, a thing of lemons and a thing of fruit and have that all week and just keep refilling it. And I found that when I went back to school, my mom buying me this thing at Target was like one of the best things. Like, all the girls on our floor always wanted to come to our apartment. We lived on like an off-campus apartment. All the girls always wanted to come over and like have Pretty Water. We would sit there and talk, and like it would just be something to have while we're, studying, and good habits, drinking more water. We know that water flushes out water weight. And a lot of times when we can't lose water weight, it's because we're not getting in enough water, and our body wants to just hold on to the water that we do have. So starting with Pretty Water is a great way to start your fitness journey, to feel great every day, and just seeing it, it's like pretty, like it makes me excited, like it puts me in a good mood. Something as simple as water with lemon and fruit in it makes me happy. If your food is already prepared for you, my biggest tip to always stick with, that has never let me down, is these are my options. If it's lunch or dinner: soup, salad, meat, veggies, fruit. In the morning you can have yogurt and fresh fruit, you can have eggs, you can have a protein shake, you can have a smoothie. There's lots of options. It's just about avoiding the bad stuff. And the way I've still continued to avoid the bad stuff, or in college and high school when I was, in these like health kicks that I'd be on, and the way I would avoid the bad stuff is automatically take your brain and transport yourself to you after you ate that. How do you feel? And a lot of times we don't feel good. Like in high school, they used to have these big chocolate chip cookies that were like the size of your head, and they were only 50 cents, and they were so good. Hands down, every single time, 100% always gave me a stomach ache on my way home from school. Every single time. It was just loaded sugar in the middle of the day. You know what happens when you have sugar in the middle of the day. You get all excited, you get this high, and you're like, yeah, and then you crash, and then you need coffee or an energy drink. And as a student, you got stuff to do. You have to study. You have to do after school sports. You don't want to be tired. So when you eat this good food, it's helping you do the other things you have to do. It's giving you brain power. It's making you have energy. Okay, now the next scenario is you make your own food yourself. Maybe you're in high school and you cook for yourself. You're in college, you have an off-campus apartment like I had, or a dorm room where you can kind of make stuff yourself. The first thing is, if you're in high school, it is never too early to learn how to cook. My little sister's in high school, and honestly guys, she's an amazing cook. I always get recipes from her. And you know, she does sports and after school activities, but cooking is her time to kind of relax. And even me now, even though I'm not in school now, it is my time to unwind. And you know how when you're in school, you need those times, like or even like a job or something, you need that time to be like, I cannot think about something for like an hour. I just need me time. Cooking is great me time. If you're in college, whether you have your own apartment or whether you have a dorm, two things I would 100% invest in is, you named it, if you watch my channel, you know what I'm gonna say, a crock pot. You can get a mini crock pot if space is an issue, and they're like 10 bucks, and crock pots cook your food for you while you're out. Like, it's literally that simple. Here's an easy and quick recipe that you guys can do with your crock pot. So take all of your vegetables, put them in your pot with your chicken. By the way, the complete recipe will be down below in the description box. I made my own Cajun seasoning, and then I also added in frozen shrimp, and voila, came out so good. Put all your food in there in the morning and then come home and the food's ready. So that's the first thing I would invest in. And the second thing, a blender. And you can get a blender very cheap. You can make yourself smoothies, protein shakes, and especially with protein shakes, you can buy a big jug, really affordable, and now you have shakes every morning for like a month or two. So my next problem is time. A lot of people will say to me, I don't have time to work out, I don't have time to cook, you know, I'm busy, excuse me, a little lemon in my throat. I'm busy, you know, going to school in the morning, coming home doing homework, going to after school activities. Time is always against us because it's always moving forward. I put that in my law of attraction guide that's actually on my website, but yeah, I'm like literally quoting myself right now. That's weird, but it is always against us. And the greatest thing about high school is you're going to start learning good habits now, like, hey, am I good at taking on time management? No, I'm not. Then I need to work on this because it's never going to get easier. And I feel bad saying that, but it's true, and I want to prepare you. So the better you can get at time management now, the better shape you will stay in throughout your life. The first thing I want you to do in your own life now, no matter what you have going on, I want you to find an hour to maybe an hour and a half that you are free and tell me what you do. If it were me in college, sometimes I was watching reality TV too long. Sometimes I was, I don't know, doing whatever else I was doing in college. I don't know. Way too long. So I want you to find that hour to an hour and a half that you can say, you know what? This is really important to me. It's important to me to work out, not only for my body and my physical shape, but also for my mind so that I can retain all this information that I'm going to school for. Especially if you're in college, you're paying to be there. So you want to get the most out of it, and working out helps you do that and say, you know what, when I'm doing that, I'm actually going to do fitness instead. And tell me how that works out for you, because once I started doing that, I realized that one, there was other people that want to join me and do it with me. So if you can do that in college, if you can find a few buddies and say like, hey, at this time, do you want to all meet? One, they hold you accountable because especially if you have a big group like I did, like we all wanted to lose weight. We all wanted to get in shape. And the other day we would always go is Saturday morning. Think about your weekends. What are you doing on your weekend? Can you find an hour to an hour and a half, which I'm sure we can. If we really dig deep, we can find it to either meal prep for ourselves, to either work out. And your workout doesn't have to be long or crazy, and you don't have to belong to a gym. You can get in shape from home. You can get in shape anywhere. Now, one of the reasons why I'm saying hour to an hour and a half, I'm not saying you should work out that long. If you want to, by all means, go ahead. I'm factoring the time it might take you to get dressed, or it might take you to walk over, or to drive to the gym, or to drive to a workout class, or something like that. Like, I'm factoring it all in. Maybe you only work out for 30 minutes, but it took, you know, a few minutes to get there, a few minutes to get back, you know, get dressed, whatever, and go. Now, you might say to me, Sam, I can only find 15 to 30 minutes, tops, that's it. What can I do? And you might also say, and I don't have money for a gym, and it's gotta be at home. And in that case, HIIT workouts are going to be your best friend. I have a workout video that's only like 4 minutes long. All you need is that dedication that I want to do something, because something is always better than nothing. Even if you can only work out 1 day a week, something is better than nothing. And put that in your brain. Think about that when you're sleeping. Something is better than nothing. I always say, I never regret a workout. I never do. I never regret like saying, oh, I regret working out. I regret eating healthy. Like, I never say that. But I do say, I regret eating that. I regret not going. I regret being lazy. Like, I regret those things. Those are all my tips. I hope that they were helpful. If you have any of your own, please comment them down below. It would help everyone out to just kind of have a whole discussion and be here for one another and share our tips. So I love you guys so much. Make sure to check out my website. I have my ab meal plan on there that can also be used as a cookbook, as well as my law of attraction guide, you know, how to use the law of attraction to attract anything it is that you want. So I love you guys so much. I will put all that information down below. Have an awesome day, and I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye.